There we go. Let's go. Okay. What up? Late, but here. Takeda versus Kolsnik. I mean, I'm pretty sure the last time Koji fought was against that fucking cruiserweight boxer, Sina Kamarian, Camarinian or whatever. Oh, Koji is not. He's the definition of a puncher's chance. Yeah, he's trying to keep himself, trying to use his wrestling, trying to use his strength. That is true. There's a whole this it does change. Yeah, that does change things. It certainly does change things. Oh, nice back control. Featherweight dogs, 19% ROI last year, despite only winning 40% of the fight. So yeah, dogs at featherweight 9-13 last year for 4.17 units. Is this? Yeah, okay. Takeda, he's got him on the. Takeda's got his back. He's got him in a neck crank. I had Takeda and fight reaches round three. 140 left in the second round. Takeda, man, formidable. Yep. I don't know how Takeda's still a dog. It should be like pick him. I'm gonna probably take a shot at Takeda. Now Takeda's. Now it's a pick 'em. Takeda's gonna win. It's nice to know that there isn't like this. Like it's nice to know that it's being judged. I won't say properly, but it's being judged the way that other fights, most fights in the world, are judged. It's a straight up pick 'em now. Two minutes. Takeda taking his back. This fight's over, man. There's no way Koznick wins this fight. Somehow Koznick. Again, Takeda now plus the odds are moving all over. They're not bettable, but I'm seeing them unlocked. Koznick is just a slight favorite now. It's back to pick 'em. Bettable, back to pick 'em. Masterclass performance again. Some people must be betting on Koznick. That must be what's happening. There's no because Takeda is winning this fight. There's no way. Unless the odds makers think that Kolsnick bagged 2 rounds, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, I think that it could have been 1-1. See, this is what I like. We're back to, I mean, not we're back, but we're actually dealing with legitimate. Oh, Takeda almost finished him. I I I think Takeda won the fight. Another thing that's they're actually like the judges actually have to explain themselves, which is incredible, and it's gonna force judging in. It's innovating judging to make it so it's gonna force judging to be better in the U.S. Takeda won decision. I mean, I felt like that was an easy call. Takeda wins. Takeda cashes as a plus 380 dog, plus 120 on the over. Dogs now at featherweight 10-13 for plus 797 units since the start of last year. The over 13-10 at men's featherweight in rizin, and yeah. Takeda cashes the biggest odds on the card. Men's featherweight dogs now 13, now 10-13 in Rizin. All right, next. Ryo Takagi, Shu Kimura. All right, real angle on this fight because this is exactly the type of matchup where the trend betting and stylistic analysis actually line up. Takagi, pressure fighter. He likes to push the pace, throw combinations, overwhelm opponents with activity. The problem is that he tends to fight in bursts and doesn't always maintain control if the fight turns into a grappling exchange. His fights often become scrappy and competitive rather than dominant. Kimura, the opposite kind of fighter. He's more methodical. He's much more patient and generally more comfortable slowing fights down with clinch work and grappling transitions. He's not a massive knockout threat, but he's good at forcing opponents into longer, grinding fights. That stylistic clash is important because it fits perfectly into this rise featherweight pattern. The division has been one of the most mispriced markets in the entire card right now. Since the start of last year, dogs 10-13 after Takeda's win, ROI of 34.7%, almost 8 units of profit. Takeda here, the reason is simple. Takeda just demonstrated it earlier on this card. He was a big dog, wins the fight, and the trends keep printing. Kimura plus 120 falls directly into the same type of pricing pocket. You're not betting a massive underdog here. You're betting a coin flip fight where the dog price is much more inflated. The coin flip trends support that too. In near even matchups across Rizin since the start of last year, dogs are roughly 48%. 48% winners with a positive ROI. That's exactly what you want when the price is over even money. Look at the total. The books hang about minus 118 on both sides. The over is hitting about 65% since the start of last year in Ryzen as a whole. Featherweight, though, is specifically much more neutral, 55%, but that still leans towards the over. Stylistically, it makes more sense. Takagi pushes the pace, Kimura slows the fight down, and that combination often creates fights where neither guy can completely impose their game, which leads to longer rounds and close decisions. So the betting picture becomes pretty clear here. The market is treating this like a coin flip, but historically in this division, coin flip fights favor the dog, and the overall card trend keeps pushing fights towards the over. So the plays are pretty straightforward. We're going to look at probably fight starts round 3, but I think I'm just going to I have a parlay. Fight starts round 2 in this fight versus with fight starts round 3 in the Akamoto fight, and then we'll just go Kimura as a dog. Mix? I think the mix is live to get beat, man. Like Akamoto or yeah, Akamoto is like sky high, and Patchy Mix is like struggling to get his career back. Obviously, he's right up there in talent wise, but like all the pressure in the world, especially leaving the UFC and then coming over here, facing this kid who's a literal child, not even 20 years old. He turns 20 in like a few days. All the pressure in the world. Even though I think, like, I believe that Mix probably is going to win, the odds should not be where they're at. Akamoto should not be a plus 240 dog. And like Akamoto in his past 2 fights, he fought pretty well. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Patchy Mix loses. To be honest. Very even. Big time feeling out process. Just like getting each other's rhythm, throwing feints. Ooh, huge shot by Takagi. Takagi is way more conservative. Like he's Kimura really does have like the chops. It's just that he's tentative. And I think it's because Takagi is so calm in there and so poised. It's like it's like Horiguchi against Peter Yan. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but like style wise, Takagi is giving Kimura nothing as far as like looks. Kimura really does. He reminds me a lot of Horiguchi. He keeps doing the stance switch and he's getting him like he's outpointing him in the feet work game really well, but then he's not throwing. Like he's got him cornered like 3 times and then he hasn't thrown. Kimura is just fucking incredible footwork. Keeps you guessing at like a high level. Yeah. He's got nothing to be frustrated about but himself. Oh, Takagi hit him with a straight left. BRB, just gotta go to the washroom quickly. Brutal. 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 Considering that that fight might have ended because of an eye poke and then he wins and then it doesn't start round two because of it. Brutal. Brutal. That's a good way to put it. I wouldn't be shocked if they rule out a no contest. Well, it's pretty unfortunate that Gustavo versus Sakuraba. Sakur Sakuraba, the first time fighting a Brazilian. Yeah. March 25th, 2001. Wanderlei Silva Sakuraba. November 3rd, 2001. Is it a rematch? August 10th, 2003. Oh yeah, the trilogy. MMA El Clasico. This is gonna be sick. That the kick, the catching the kick and the punch, like you could have that could have been a work, but it could have been like like the biggest masterpiece you've ever seen. All right, I'll cap the my cap for this in 1 sec. I was just tweeting at Damian Brown. He doesn't make the trip very often. He's like, fuck my son. All right. All right, this fight, perfect example of when, again, card trends and divisional trends start pulling in opposite directions. If you're betting smart, you have to decide which one actually matters. At first glance, the card trend screams over. Rise in totals this year hitting at 65% to the over, which is why the over here is priced at just like minus 155. The books know bettors have been riding that wave all night, but once you zoom into the lightweight division specifically, the picture changes completely. Lightweight has been far more balanced historically. The under has been profitable since the start of 2024. The under is 15-10 with an 8% ROI. Might not sound massive, but it's consistent and profitable, and the price tonight matters more than the raw trend because plus 116 on the under. You only need about a 46% hit to cash. Historical trend is about 60%. Pretty clean margin between the trend and the break-even point in betting terms, and that's where the real value is. Stylistically, this matchup makes the under even more interesting. Gustavo's a power puncher, and when he wins, he usually wins violently. He throws big hooks, pushes forwards, and hunts knockouts. That's why the market loves him here, and he's sitting as a bigger than a minus 200 favorite. Gustavo's style also produces exactly the kind of fights that hit unders. He's not a slow point fighter. He's aggressive and either hurts opponents early or gets dragged into chaotic exchanges. Sakuraba, sorry, I always get that mixed. I always pronounce it wrong. Sakuraba, the famous name, if I can pronounce it correctly, but he's still developing as a fighter. He's not the same submission wizard his father was. He does not lean more toward grappling and position control. He's more of a striker. If he has success here, it probably comes from slowing the fight down, clinching, and trying to grind Gustavo rather than trading bombs. So the fight dynamic becomes pretty interesting. Gustavo is probably either going to land something big early, or Sakuraba tries to neutralize him with grappling and slow the pace. Both paths can easily produce a fight that ends before the judges. I feel like most likely result, either Gustavo lines a knockout early or Sakuraba slows the fight and finds a submission. Either way, this one probably doesn't make it to the judges. No round three. He's not as good of a grappler, a submission guy as his dad, but he's a better striker for sure. That's the point I was trying to make. No round three. That's my call. I'm too dyslexic for Sakuraba Sakurbara. He's got such a winging right hook. It's like almost a bolo. Just throwing bombs. This is a banger. Sakuraba or Sakubara watching. He's got super good balance. That's for like for someone so young, like he doesn't get so nervous in the fight like that he loses balance. Like so many young fighters you see that happen to where they just slip and they're like punching themselves out of their toes kind of thing. Gustavo's got in the upper hand here. Saku's got to. He's probably got to change levels. But the further it go, oh! Sakuraba countered, and then Gustavo got him with what looked like a not a knee to the head, but like a kick to the solar plexus that hurt him. Now they're back standing toe to toe in the center. Yeah, Gustavo's slowing down, and Sakuraba's. Ooh, big head kick by Gustavo. Oh, knocked him out. Dropped him. Woohoo! Oh my god. That was insane. If somebody posts it on Twitter, I'll show it. But I'll respect their yeah, that was insane. Whoo. Woohoo. God damn. Watch this. Two huge follow-up shots too. Ooh. Oh God. The follow-up shots were like, you shouldn't be, we should not be fighting. This is like, you're a child. Get the fuck out of here. But also, like, I respect you, and this is what you need. Woohoo! Sorry. One more time, just. Boom. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, no round three was a good call. I was nervous for a second. Patchy Mix get destroyed by Shavalaev. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think Akamoto's gonna win. To be honest. Lightweight favorites in Rizin since the start of last year are now 11-4. All right, here we go. Main event. He's delusional. Like they're gonna either set him up or he's gonna get just fucking destroyed here. All the pressure's on him, and the odds should be much closer. Regardless of who you think is gonna win the fight, it's a close fight, and if it's a close fight, the odds are closer than what the odds are saying. Akamoto plus 240. Patchy Mix. Oh, finally they have English subtitles. English subtitles for the promos. What do we think, chat? Patchy Mix or Akamoto? I'm saying Akamoto just purely because I think the fight should be, not necessarily because I think he's going to win, but I think that the fight should be lined much closer. Like Patchy Mix should be like minus 175, right? Not like what is he? Minus 300? Like, nah, man. Nah. Fuck that American flag, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. How the fuck are you proud of that shit in this moment? Get the fuck out of here. Sorry. I don't mean to be political. Let the American Empire burn. I mean, um, let's break down this fight. I need a hat like that. I need a rizin snapback. All right. Again, another fight. Another great fight to close the card because it sits right at the intersection of, again, narrative betting versus my favorite, structural betting. The trends are basically screaming the opposite of what the market is doing. Let's start with the odds. Patchy Mix sitting about minus 285. Akamoto plus 240. The market is saying that this fight is close to a 75% probability for Mix. The reason is obvious. Mix is a former Bellator champion, elite grappler, incredible back take artist, and one of the best submission hunters outside of the UFC. If he gets on top, he's extremely hard to shake. Akamoto, meanwhile, is the younger prospect. He's explosive, aggressive, and dangerous on the feet, but he hasn't fought anyone close to Mix's level of grappling. So from a pure skill narrative standpoint, the market loves Mix, but here's where the trend is going to flip the entire story. This fight's happening at featherweight, and that division has been one of the most mispriced betting markets on the entire card. Right now, featherweight dogs 10-14 for plus 6 point, about 7 units since the start of last year. Dogs are actually losing more fights than they win, but the prices are so inflated that they're still massively profitable. And that's exactly what we saw earlier tonight when Takada cashed as a plus 380 dog in the same division. The books keep pricing these fights like mismatches, but flyweight fights tend to be competitive, messy, and volatile. And that's exactly the type of environment where underdogs outperform the odds. Just need to tweet that out quickly. Let's look at the prices quickly. I'll get the ring announcements in. Akamoto plus 240 only needs to win about less than 3 out of 7 times for you to break even at that price. Featherweight dog trends hitting at over 40% plus almost 7 units. It's a massive gap between the implied probability and the actual results in this division. The favorite side is exactly the opposite story. Favorites at featherweight are winning fights, but they're bleeding money because the prices are way too steep. This is exactly where Mix sits. The total featherweight division itself is basically neutral on totals. Let's see. Wrap it up here. I feel like Patchy Mix's path to victory is obviously it's obvious. He needs to close the distance, drag the fight to the mat, and hunt the back. So the fight is basically a binary outcome: grappling control versus some striking chaos. And the chaos is exactly where big underdogs are going to cash in this type of matchup. From a betting perspective, the structure is simple. The market is pricing, and this is a dominant. The market is pricing this as a dominant favorite, but the division keeps pushing the exact assumption the other way. You got to go Akamoto plus 240. If Akamoto survives the early barraging grappling exchanges, this fight easily turns into the kind of featherweight chaos that keeps producing the kind of underdog moments that we've seen in this division. So, yeah, we're going Akamoto. I bet you we're gonna get a weird decision. That might be probably what happens. Now that I'm thinking about it. All right, locking in Akamoto and fight goes the distance. Two separate bets. Let's enjoy this. I wish this was 5 rounds. Patchy's getting that jab off really well. Ooh, Patchy got inside there. I think Patchy Mix might be one of these fighters where like he needs to be on the big stage. Like he can't be. Ooh, Akamoto open it up because Patchy Mix looks way better than he had in any UFC fight he had. And I don't know if it's the ring. I don't know if it's just that he's on the big stage and not just like fighting in like 7 p.m. But he does look quite. He looks better. He's getting backed up here. He's on his back foot here. Oh, huge body shot from Akamoto. Akamoto's rolling now. Akamoto's now the dog, or now the favorite. Akamoto minus 200 favorite now. Almost minus 300 favorite live. Akimoto minus 300 favorite now. Oh. Akimoto. Akimoto's going to knock him out. Akimoto's going to knock him out. Just doing these results, and I'll be right with you for a recap. I apologize. Oh wait, I messed that up. All right. Um, I'll be looking at the betting trends in 1 second. I'm just getting set up here. Thanks for everyone who's still watching. Full picture tonight. Rizin underdogs. Rizin underdogs by division, or again, dogs losing more fights than they've won, obviously, but turned a massive profit tonight. 4-8, two big wins. Sato at plus 166, Oshima plus 115, and then Takada plus 380, Akamoto at plus 240. More than covered the 8 losses. Since the start of last year, dogs 37 and 65 plus 6.43 units for plus 6.7 percent ROI, winning only 36% of fights, but profitable. The classic dog value pattern, prices overcompensating, and then since the start of 2024, 61 and 123. So there's been a huge flip. The dogs since the start of last year have just been crushing. Yeah. By division, it goes men's featherweight 11 and 14 for plus 9. I can probably just put it up here. I'm getting a graphic here. Do. Sorry, I'm bad at this. I'm not very prepared today. What is even happening? That doesn't seem to be right. What is this? Anyways. Computer's just being weird. This is what we want. Sorry. Google Sheet here. And there we go. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so what is this other thing? Web page. Get rid of that. Boom. Okay, there we go. Okay, so put this nice graphic card up too. The graphic card will probably be better. All right. There we go. Okay, now we got a sheet. Sorry, it's just hard for me to remember even the names of. I don't remember the. I'm not even remember how to pronounce their names as well. So I'm not just like I gotta like set up. I guess that's a bit of a cop out, but anyways, uh, first fight of the night we had uh, Noel. Noel won as a minus about a minus 200 favorite. Noel wins a minus 200 favorite, round one submission. Favorite on the under in both those casts. Straightforward result in a division where the trends are pretty murky. Women's featherweight, sorry, women's atom weight favorites win fights 5-2 since the start of last year, but have lost money just because of the massive amount of chalk that they are. Because the prices are obviously too short. Dogs are worse because the fights that they do win, it's just like a coin flip fight, so you're not getting a huge return. Um, all right, here we go. Since the start of last year, the over 67-35 for plus 9.83 units for plus 19.4% ROI. The dominant card wide trend in the database. Tonight went 7-5 on the over. It didn't cash as big. Essentially flat. The finish heavy early card. 4 round 1 stoppages in the first 7 fights. A stoppage in all the first 7 fights. Definitely dragged that to the over. There were still some overs that cashed in there. The trend was left intact. One soft night doesn't move the needle on 102 fights. Men's catch weight since the start of last year, the over, and men's catch weight fights in rizin 6-3 for plus 7.34 units. Ito versus Moda. There was no really. You had to bet it live, so but it was an under round 1 KO at 2 minutes and 27 seconds. So the men's catch weight over Still the highest, ROI angle in the data set per division, but it's just 9 fights deep. And then the biggest one here, right here, men's featherweight dogs since the start of last year, 11-14 for plus 9.37 units, 37.5 ROI. The headline trend in tonight proved exactly why it works. Dogs went 2-1 on the night. Takata at plus 380 and Akamoto at plus 240, both cashed. Kimura at plus 120 lost, but lost by an eye poke and was looking good pretty much up until got poked in the eye. Didn't see the eye poke, and then the fight was stopped because of an eye injury, but the referee didn't attribute it to the eye poke, so the fight was ended by doctor stoppage, but not because of the eye poke. So 2 wins at huge plus money prices, nevertheless, in featherweight. The trend wins less than half its best and still crushes. That's price inefficiency in its purest form. Men's flyweight, since the start of last year, the over 13-3 for plus 3.28 units. 2 men's flyweight fights tonight, both went over. Li Young Hung, round 3 TKO, and TJ Laramie, round 3 TKO. The trend is now 13-3, and both tonight's results were just textbook. Fights went long, finished late. Strongest sample to ROI ratio of any divisional over trend here. Men's flyweight since the start of last year, dog 7-9 for plus 2.75 units, 17.2% ROI. Both the men's flyweight dogs tonight lost. But yeah, trend takes a small hit, but the sample is still positive. The Laramie fight was the one where the dog was massive and lost, which is the risk of this angle. Didn't really even have a chance in that one. You need big prices to hit occasionally. Men's featherweight since the start of last year, 14-11, and we saw it tonight. Men's featherweight favorites are just stay away. Like it's a cash hole. Every single favorite, like big favorites in this division, are huge liabilities, and gotta stay off them. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll be back tomorrow night for UFC if I can get my data up to date by then. But yeah, we'll be back for UFC tomorrow night. In the meantime, we'll just wrap it up here. I don't think there's anything much else left to say. Yeah, good stuff. Another night with just why reminded us of all why we love Rizin, for the betting, for the action, just great stuff all around. So yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you